6:30. Everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Again, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, call the meeting to order. December 12th minutes. I believe there was a correction. It'd be like on the first thing is basically Thomas second motion, Dr. A. Weber, no, Simon A. Thomas A. And it says motion failed, but actually the motion passed.
Right.
So it changed failed to pass.
Yeah. So I would move that we would approve the minutes as corrected.
Second.
Discussion, any more discussion on the minutes? Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, next is the December 19th special minutes. Anybody have any questions on it?
Just that simple correction, instead of a 250, it's 2,500. No big deal.
All right, yeah, change the year to 2,500 instead of
Yeah.
250.
But I would move that we would approve the minutes as corrected.
Second.
Discussion? Tim?
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, finance, everybody have a chance to review those?
Yep.
I make a motion, we approve the financials.
Second.
Any discussion? Tim?
Yes.
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 Yeah. Okay, special event permit, Captain's Cabin is first. And this is for Wednesday, January 11th, 5 to 7. So what exactly is this? This is,
It's just like an appreciation event.
oh, it's at the Interpretive Center.
It's at the
Oh.
Interpretive Center in that back room when you walk in, so
Okay.
it's completely blocked off. And there only will be liquor allowed in that room, and they do have a deputy.
Okay, yeah, I should have actually read this a little bit tighter, so, yeah. So basically, they're transferring their license out there for the event. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. No problem with that.
Okay. I'll move we approve that.
Second.
Any discussion? No, Tim?
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay. Okay, special event permit, Ducks Unlimited. Something they've done many, many times. The only thing is, I know, at past, there's always been a problem with the boxes. You know,
The what?
with the boxes that they leave. They either, if they don't break them down, they stuff the dumpsters full, and it's, they're gonna have to, if they're gonna throw the boxes, they're gonna have to break them all down and put them in.
Cut the cardboard down.
And, because, yeah, it gets to be a mess, I know that, so. But,
We can put a note on that in the approval then. You would want to do that, or?
so, this is just for the raffle, it's not, they haven't actually ripped the hole yet, or have they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they turned in their hall agreement.
Okay. Yeah, this is just, yeah,
Yeah, this is just a raffle.
and I think that should be mentioned to them, that they need to deal with their boxes, so.
Okay. Have a note on that?
Yep.
Okay.
Did somebody move?
No, I'll move that we approve that.
Okay.
Second.
Further discussion? Tim?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Lions Club. They are, let's see, so it's basically a raffle, total retail value, and it is February 18th to March 18th. Right? Huh? It's February 18th to March 18th?
We have 4 weeks there where we'll be drawing
Okay.
Right.
2 winners, and then the 4th week will be drawing actually 4 winners. And then we have the drawing at the carnival for 200 and 300.
Okay.
And you already approved.
You moved? Okay.
Even though I never win, I'll second it, Mac, okay?
Hey, you should buy a ticket from me.
I'm gonna buy one from you this year, okay?
We'll all be getting in line for
That's
this.
right. Mac's got the winning tickets.
All right, do we have a second?
I did.
You seconded, okay. Well, that's right, you did, yeah. Any further discussion? Tim?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Memorial Hall waiver of fees, and this is for February 12th, which is right around the corner. On Sunday.
Yep. This is the same as they've done in the past, right, Mac?
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay. Everything looks in order. I would move that we would approve that.
Second.
Further discussion? Tim?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, next is, okay, that's the, so that's the,
Lions
okay,
Carnival.
yeah, Lions Carnival.
Carnival.
I checked off one extra here, so,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, Lions Carnival, it's March 18th. Basically the same as always.
Yep.
Make a motion, we approve it.
I'll second it.
Discussion?
That was a nice touch naming it after Morse.
Pardon?
A nice touch naming it after Morse. That's
Yeah,
That's
well, I
true.
was hoping that too.
I
very
like
much
that.
so. With that, I'll say yes.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
I wanted to say something about that if I could.
Sure.
The Lions, in the Lions Club, we have two accounts that we keep in the club. We have the club account and the donation account. The money we get from anything we do goes to our donation account, and that money all goes out. The money that we use for, paying for our meals, having guests, going to conferences, anything like that, that comes out of our club account. And the club account is paid for by our membership dues. So all the money that we get from donations goes out.
Okay, very good, yeah.
Yeah.
That works the same way with the international. They do the same thing. They, a much bigger scale, and they have, there are places there where your actual dues are like $2,500 a year.
Right.
That's in some of the bigger countries. Well, like India, for example.
Sure.
Yeah. And so they have a lot more money to,
Yeah, right.
that's the way they do it. But thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for the explanation, that,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. Thanks, Matt.
Yep, thanks for what you do.
Let's see, Plain Family Resource Center. Gail, I'm assuming you want to talk on this one.
Well, I don't want to, but I figured you were gonna have questions for me, so.
Okay, so you don't know the date yet, or?
The date is contingent on, who we can secure and when for some musical entertainment. We're trying for that last weekend in April, but again, we're still trying to coordinate the entertainment. And, you know, so if the 29th doesn't work for them, but the 22nd doesn't, then we would try for that.
The sooner you find out, the better, because if somebody rents it, you know,
Yep.
then,
Yep.
so is this something that's like free for people to come in, or what is this? Or is it-
Yeah, so April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Okay.
And at the McLean Family Resource Center, I don't know if a lot of people know that we're not just a clothing outlet, but our main focus is helping people, helping victims of sexual assault and domestic violence. That's our main purpose.
Okay.
The clothing outlet and everything is an extension of that. And so because it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month and we have all new staff at the Resource Center, we want to have more community events and, you know, have some entertainment and all of that stuff to bring awareness to our cause.
Okay.
We're going to have a silent auction. We're going to have probably, you know, a light lunch of sorts. And then some musical entertainment and possibly a speaker.
Okay.
And where all of the proceeds will help to fund resource centers so that we can help our families.
Right. That was gonna be my next question, where the money goes. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
any other questions?
So you'll know more quickly than you think?
Yeah.
Because like I said, there would be danger that someone else grabs a spot that you want
Yep, and I'm perfectly aware of that. The one we asked isn't on the model right now. So
Okay.
it might be a few days before we can get a response. You know, so we're trying to coordinate those things, but yeah, if someone else were to, you know, have a wedding and they want it at 29, I'm going to be in communication with you guys,
We'll let you know.
just making sure that we have a good date.
Right. Okay. And there was just a couple of boxes here that weren't checked, but Chelsea said you can do that when it had to do with deposit and proof of insurance and stuff on the bottom.
Oh.
Yeah, so,
Then we use the kitchen, whatever.
right,
Yeah, we would use the kitchen.
yeah, just so Eric or Chelsea could lead you through,
Right.
filling the rest of it out. Okay.
I'd say we probably have a precedent of waiving fee for charitable organizations or donation-based stuff, so I'd move to accept to waive the fee on either weekend. So just
Second.
anyway.
Okay, any other discussion? Tim?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That was easy. Taste of Washburn. I see Rhonda.
Your turn. The Taste of Washburn is March 25th, 4 to 7 p.m. We're trying to think, doing a theme. It will be an international Taste of Washburn, so the businesses should make, try to make something that comes from like another country, and then you have, we're gonna have that, you decorate your table, and then there will be a participants, or the attendants will have a passport, where they'll go around it and they can vote for their best table, like decorated table, or the best sample, and they'll put it into a drawing, and they have a chance of winning Washburn box, but like the businesses, they just get that, right? And we're going to try to get the Leader News to have the top 3 businesses with the recipe in, if they would like it in the kitchen corner. And it will be a fundraiser for the youth, or Mike Nelson's youth program, where all they buy the uniforms and all that, 'cause they'll be doing the volunteer work. So the kids will volunteer to set up, take down, work the event, and then all the proceeds will go to that.
That's youth sports group?
Yeah.
Okay. Questions?
Appears to be in order. I will so move that we approve that.
Second.
Tim?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Washburn Life update.
Yes, that would.
Come on to the table. Absolutely. Stand if you want, but I would say sit down probably.
I'm
so.
Rochelle Crowell, Washburn Life President.
Okay.
I came with my other colleagues. We've got Richard, Vice President, Mark, Second Vice. We have Michelle, member, Rhonda, member, Secretary. Is here.
I was wondering where all these people came from.
So I just, I had never,
Caution.
well, I've seen Keith, but I have never met you guys before.
Larry Thomas.
Larry Thomas, okay.
Don Simon?
Tom Simon, okay.
Keith.
Keith, okay.
Jamie.
Jamie.
Tim Doctor.
What was your name again?
Rochelle, yep, Rashel. And you'll see it in these packets, guys.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was just elected president a couple of months back. I had been there for about a year, just kind of observing, seeing what they were about. Had Tony sit down, figured, what's not much. So we're just kind of like putting it back together. We've replicated kind of what Bismarck is doing. We did take some things out, that didn't quite align to a smaller community.
Okay.
But Washburn Life is working with private and public sector to position and promote Washburn as a quality place to live, work, gather, and do business. So those are our goals. What does that mean? Economic development. Purpose is to revitalize communities, promote sustainability, attract investments, build wealth, encourage entrepreneurships, and create jobs. You know, I don't know about you, but I have been here since 2013, and we have built from the ground up in Washburn. So I'm like a business owner, and, you know, we're on Main Street, and I think it's a great community to thrive in, where others can thrive too, along with the rest of the committee. So we're going to try to create inspiration, interest within the community members to want to participate and contribute to the Washburn community. We want to connect local ideas of growth to the right committee and to the community branch. We want to enjoy the beautiful small town of Washburn during all seasons. We're going to promote sustainability, consist of fulfilling the needs of current generations without compromising the needs of future generations, while ensuring a balance between economic growth, environmental care, and social well-being. We're in the time of change, so the time is now to participate in the community growth. We want to attract investments, build wealth. Some examples: micro or small business loan programs, business counseling, counseling and technical assistance, social enterprises, commercial development, sectoral development, and strategies. I'm not going to go through these list of people, but there's a little bit of background about each one of us in here too, where you can see who we are. I'm hoping, well, we will be in the paper too, so that way the town knows who we are, our commitment, our interest in this community. We're kind of hoping the community will volunteer a little bit more. They understand that we need them in order to grow and to thrive, you know, show up as many people did today. This kind of reiterates, you know, encourage entrepreneurship. If you have the will, we have the way to help you out, especially already established businesses. We want to create working relationships with, you know, larger corporations to bring more employment opportunities, is what we're looking into as well. So, our vision description is start working together as a community to keep Washburn alive and thriving, understand our current hurdles of growth, and create a plan to build wealth, to help the community understand the community needs volunteers, and to encourage anyone to give ideas on how to make the community better. So there's no such thing as self-made man. You will reach other goals only with the help of others.
Very good.
Yes. So here are some achievements that we've already done. This committee has already done. Business Attention Program, storefront grants, grant writing for community projects, the dog park, Washburn Bucks, rest area pamphlets, Welcome to Washburn packets, Taste of Washburn, Small Business Saturday vendor show, citywide rummage sales, Halloween candy caravan, Santa Days, Taste of the Holidays, and that's just to name a few. So, thanks for watching. Become a member today. Email address waia.washburnlife@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook. Thank you.
You're pretty good at speaking, you know that, right?
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm pretty passionate. I'm becoming more passionate about this community and wanting to grow. So,
Any questions from anyone? I think it was important just to have, you know, a presentation, because, you know, I mean, part of the sales and use tax goes to this fund, and it's good that, you know, people can actually see what you're doing and stuff like that.
come to our meeting tomorrow, second Tuesday of every month, you know, at noon.
I have jury duty tomorrow.
City Hall, jury duty. Well, when they tell you to come back,
I
you
know,
know,
right? Yeah.
you might be here.
Yeah, so, all right, well, good. No questions for anyone?
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything?
Thank you for the information.
Yeah. Well, and if we can ever connect or work together with anything, you know, please let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and this tells me a lot, so.
Yeah, we got a lot going on. A lot going on. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Okay, library board appointment. So we have 5 applicants. Are any of them here?
Ashley.
You're right, yeah. You're the only one? Oh, you are too, yeah, Morgan is too, yeah, okay. So I think we've talked to both of you before. Everybody had a chance to review these applicants? Do you have any thoughts on this, or?
I wish everyone was here,
I know, yeah.
like last time, so, because I think there's good applicants here.
Yeah.
All five, so I just would like to. We didn't have a notice that they should come,
If they talk directly to Candy or I, we did tell them that
okay,
they should be present.
okay,
We tried to anyway.
okay, thank you.
Well, I guess I don't think I communicated that to Morgan, but she showed up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You wanna hear from who we have?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Ashley?
What?
Want to come up? I see you have a thing. I've recently been following along with the concerns of the diversity grant, and I would like to share that I'm reading many books and questions. So, do you want to tell us about that, or?
About the diversity grant book, it's the same stuff that we talked about last time, so we want to talk about it again?
Well, it was highlighted here and here. So.
Okay. I mean, like, I'm an avid reader, and public libraries are very important to me, like, my kids are avid readers, but not only that, like, Michelle and I work very closely together on a lot of things, and I think that, like, the board, Candy could use some help. Not necessarily doing her job, but, like, you know, promoting things. Like, she's done such a good job with all the stuff inside the library and all the displays and whatever, and I just feel like the board could help her with that stuff, advertising, getting it up there, doing things, you know?
What would be some of your ideas to do that?
To
Like to
get,
advertise and get it out?
well, so, like, they're, how do I say this? Getting, like, again, like, getting in touch with Rochelle, getting stuff in the paper, getting stuff on Facebook, getting stuff on that Washburn app, like, spreading the word about things. So, 'cause, like, for example, she's had, that window thing where you're supposed to go read the pages on the different windows. Like, a lot of people didn't know about it till after it happened, like, just kind of working together to help. So she's not only, you know, she's already coming up with this stuff, and then to help spread the word about it too, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. I know that she did Facebook posts already and that sort of thing. There's really no else beyond that we do, I guess. Person to person
Well,
might be a good idea, I guess.
But I mean, the whole board can do it. Like, I have a lot of, I run social media for the Rolling Rebel. I have a lot of experience in social media. And so, like, just kind of, so it's not just one person doing it. You know, because the thing is, like, if you're putting it on Facebook on the library page, and not a lot of people follow or see it on the Facebook algorithm, even though it's up there, it might be getting completely missed. Where if, like, all the board members are kind of participating and spreading the word, that helps get stuff out there more.
Sure.
What was your thoughts on that diversity grant?
My thoughts, well, first of all, I voted not in favor of it, because I'm just not in favor of taking money with stipulations on it.
Okay.
And I mean, do you want me to go in detail about the books, or, I mean, bottom line, that was that. I think that we should all have access to whatever books we want, but I also think that they shouldn't be put right in front of our children and advertised as, you know, young adults, so they're basically conditioning them to read them.
So you, like the idea that, these types of books should be in the library then, or not in the library?
Well, if
Or not accessible to small children, or
not,
what?
I mean, any book should be allowed to be in the library. I mean, there's books in there right now that are probably as bad as some of the books on that list. However, they're in the appropriate space, not targeted to children or young adults. And the thing is like, we don't need to be bringing this big group of books in just to bring them in. If somebody comes in and requests it, that's a different story. Like, a librarian's job is to help them get access to the book they're asking for. But I don't think it's necessary to bring a big chunk of them in and put them on the shelf for them.
Isn't the library supposed to be a diversity where you have all types of books and all
Absolutely.
things, rather than just concentrating on certain subjects, rather than having a conglomerate of all types of books in there?
Absolutely. But some of the books on that list, like, there's board books on there, which I don't know if you're, like, a board book is a children's book.
Yeah, I know.
That talks about, like, self-mutilation of a female wanting to become a male. So, does that need to be on the shelf for our children? Right where they're accessing it at eye level?
No.
I would be
Right.
very concerned
Right.
about that, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But I really did get involved with the grant situation because I have personally read many of the books before it was even an issue. So, because that's what I do, I read to learn.
Yeah, I'm really concerned with the whole woke agenda being, you know, distributed to our children. You know, they think they need to be protected somewhat.
They do, yeah.
Right, and just to give everyone an idea of why this is taken so seriously is because currently, even in our own state, Dickinson, Valley City, there's huge fights going on between library board members who want to give extremely perverted books to children and the communities. So it's very important that the character of the people put on this board matters. So that's why we aren't like asking these questions to pick on anyone or anything, but we're literally just trying to filter a little bit to be able to avoid any issues in the future, because there is right and wrong. It's not as blurry as people think, and we are looking to do the best we can. Richard? I'm sorry, Larry.
Yeah, I got a question. Does anybody here know what the demographics are of who actually goes to the library and checks books out?
Yeah, Candy wrote a whole thing on that. She's got a whole binder. It's right in the library. You can check it out, age group, all that sort of stuff.
So, like 99% of the people that come in here are adults, not children at all, other than preschoolers who come with their
Right.
parents. So you don't have third graders, sixth graders, even high school kids going in there to take books out.
Not a lot, no.
In the summer, we do sometimes.
Well, you don't know
Yeah,
that.
you do.
You don't know that, but, you know.
But that's what Candy had said
That's
in,
exactly what I was told when I asked.
Well, we
I asked,
recently.
what's the demographics? I said, so you have a lot of sixth graders or eighth graders or something? Well, no, never, unless one of the teachers sends their kid down there for something specific.
Well,
We have-
honestly, Candy should be here telling us that, not, you know, she told me this, but, you know.
Well, we have had a lot more recently. We had to do an unattended children policy recently. I mean, it has become more of a thing, but yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Morgan?
Hey, Morgan.
So I guess basically, your thoughts on the diversity grant and, you know, woke stuff that's being presented to all over the place?
Yeah. Yeah, I do think, for me, the main focus should be on protecting the children, and to me, it hits me hard because I
Speak up
have,
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
for me, it hits me harder in the sense that I have small children, and I use the library, so going into the library, I would think, you know, if my daughter Lydia grabbed a book off the shelf and it had pictures I wouldn't want her to see, that's concerning to me. So the books, I think the board made a good decision in, which I was in favor of also, of just turning down that grant, and with an agenda of you have to pick these books from this list, we'll give you this money. Be different if they said, here, you can have $500 and you pick whatever books you want, but it wasn't that. It was very specific books, and it's targeted specifically to indoctrinate children in the woke ideology, so.
You know, when, probably doesn't make any, but when I was growing up and I used the library in high school and going to college and stuff, they had books that they didn't put out on the shelves for people to get. You had to request for certain books that were in the back room as per se, rather than being out for public display? Does our library in town here do something like that?
Not at this time, no.
Okay, I was just kinda curious.
Which may be a good option. I guess we'd have to, if I was on the board, we'd have to talk about that and decide how we want to handle it, because, I mean, even like Ashley said, there are books in the library that aren't good, like in the sense of what the contents are, that's accessible. Like, a kid could take that adult book off the shelf and check it out. They still can do that, so. But I don't know exactly how we would approach that in the way of, like, I mean, do we go through every book in the library? I'm not really sure, but, you know.
But if there was something there, you could flag it,
Mhm.
is what you're saying.
Yeah. Especially because I think there probably is a list somewhere on the internet that has, like, these books, this is the type of.
That's what
Triggered.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but, any other questions?
No questions?
The, yeah, it's concerning for me, the whole issue, I guess you call it free speech or whatever, but there's gotta be some protection, and some accountability for what is being delivered off of the shelves. This isn't a question, this is a statement. Some type of accountability of what's being delivered off of the shelves for consumption by people. And it's very concerning, yeah, so.
Ambulance page.
I know, yeah.
So what's your, overall view then, what do you think, what kind of books should be for, say, like, kindergarten up to fourth grade or fifth grade?
Like in the contents of the
Yes.
books? I mean, a majority of the books should be innocent books, like, we're not pushing a generic or some sort of ideology, you know, like, you know, like someone should have two mommies, or they should cut their boobs off, or they should, you know, I'm trying to think of the other contents, just, sexual interaction, like, those kinds of contents shouldn't be for children, should be more of a, like a, in my opinion, books should be character developing books. You should read a book and that should teach a child how to be a better person or how to grow as a person, and not just like, I mean, there's a lot of books that are just kind of silly, which is fine too. Kids are silly, so that's appropriate, I feel like. But, I mean, for me, like, the books that I pick for my girls are, I try to pick books that teach really good lessons about how to be that person or how to be an appropriate person in society, because a lot of that is not taught necessarily, and some kids don't have parents to teach them that, but good books, I mean, like, the library has a fund to pick books, like to buy books, you know, and I think that we could use that to pick some really good children's books that would teach kids, you know, how to be character building books and be better, just good lessons in general.
Yeah,
so.
there are some of these things that, for their young minds that are still developing, are totally unhealthy. Probably even unhealthy for the adult mind, some of the stuff that's there.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a positive for our society.
Absolutely.
You know, and I really think that, you know, as a library, you know, it's been said, well, I mean, you should offer all kinds of books. It's not like you can't get them. I mean, with the internet nowadays, it's not like we're prohibiting people from reading what they want to read. You know, it's just what's offered, you know, especially to the children. That's my concern.
Same.
And children, doesn't have to be a young age, I would say children all the way up to age 18, not just the younger ones.
Right.
I agree, because that's the most formative part of their lives, and having that good influence and having good books to read is part of that.
That kind of scopes their life out for years to come.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Formative years,
Yeah.
correct, yeah.
Okay, anything else for?
No, anything else? Thanks,
So-
Marty.
And that's it, right, who's here? So we basically have five, we have Ashley, we have Ryan Botner, Morgan, Lori Peterson, and Andy Wimmer.
I would motion that we table this till the next meeting. The library board meeting's on the 28th, so there's still adequate time before then. It'll give the other three an opportunity to come and present, and that sort of thing. Obviously, the two that show up do not need to come again. I mean, there you go. If that's okay with everyone, you know, obviously for you two, respecting your time and stuff, you know, but I would say that'd probably be fair, 'cause maybe they didn't know that they should show up, you know what I mean, or something, you know, you got lost in translation.
Your meeting in February?
The 20th, yep.
February.
It's a quarterly meeting.
Oh, quarter, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that's what
There's,
you said.
Oh, yeah.
no, there's still adequate time, so that'd be my motion to table this decision.
I would agree with Keith. I'd second that motion, so.
Okay, discussion, I think it would be good to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Myself too, so.
And I guess just further discussion, is there a way that we could reach out, like, just send them a message or something, or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, and in that message, let them know the next date of our February meeting, so
Right.
13th, yeah.
13th, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, further discussion?
Yes.
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 Yes, okay, thank you, everyone.
Thanks for coming, again.
Park Board, Community Garden, access. Those chairs do go up, you know.
That's all right.
Good night.
Okay, this is Brock, Bebe in Mortville. We're on the Park Board.
Okay.
We're looking at, of course, you guys know about the community garden up on the north end. There's a road closure sign that's up there on a gravel road. I guess we're wondering what's the city's approach to opening that up. So if we have people driving up there, we don't want anyone driving around the sign and getting in trouble.
Well, actually, I mean, you know, that was put up there quite a while ago because it was not maintained at all. There was no gravel on it. There was nothing. 2 years ago, I think it was about 2 years ago, I went up there and put gravel on it. So at least we made it usable, but it's basically a single lane road, you know, so people would have access in and out of there. I'm not sure, isn't the like manhole kind of sticking up there where that road close sign is?
It'd be right under it probably.
Yeah, see, and I think that was originally put there to protect that. And yeah, as it's not a upgraded road, I think, you know, that's why it was. I mean, the barricade would probably stay there just to show people. But I mean, as far as the road being closed, that could be taken off, I would think. We would have to look at it more in the spring and summer, but I don't see an issue with it, but, you know, but it's gravelled quite well.
Okay.
You know, so.
We would just have to, like you said, mound up so we protect our manhole.
Well, yeah, I think we would leave the barricade there because you can go around the barricade.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's just, we would probably take the road off.
Okay.
It's just that it's been there forever, you know, until we gravelled it and just never got taken down, so,
Okay.
yeah, I think we're good with that. Okay, then you've got, insurance upgrade?
Yeah, the Washburn, Park Board is looking at, transferring our equipment off of the, city's policy. There's a lot of confusion there, and then, but we're probably looking at doing an inventory in that, and so, it might take a month or two, but this is just, information.
Okay.
That we are looking into it.
And I visited with Mike Nelson today and got
Okay.
clarification on that.
Yep.
And, so what had happened, there was he said no harm, no foul, there was a communication gap, you know, and when I was explaining, I have the minutes back here in October, when I was explaining, I was using the term liability insurance, and that was part of it, but meaning all of the insurance, so in the motion, it was all of the insurance. And then, Chelsea took off of what I said and used the term liability too, and Mike had said I should have called back and got clarification, so it was simply just an error, you know, and I'll take the hit for that because I kept using that term, so Chelsea had no reason to use any other term except the one I used, you know, and then Mike interpreted it that way. But Mike said that as of tomorrow, that he will roll it over so that all of your, because he said that we don't want us insuring part of yours and they're insuring part of it, we want as soon as possible all of it in the park board. So he will roll that over tomorrow, when Chelsea notifies him that we discussed it, and then, he said within a few weeks or whatever, he will give us an amount so that that reimbursement can come to you for that amount. The one that you had given us of the 28 something, that is not in the pile because we're going to do that next month when Mike gives us the total amount.
Okay.
So, does that make sense?
Yeah, I talked to Chris about we have tools in our shop and stuff that we wanna make sure that we have covered.
Right,
So, like I explained to you, we can't get to the
right,
shops because of all the excess snow
yeah.
and stuff.
And Mike's aware of that, but he's not concerned about the fact of the coverage,
Okay.
so.
I just
yeah.
wanna
Right.
make sure that, our
Yep.
equipment is all covered,
Yeah.
so.
So anyway,
And
Mike,
we'll get it transferred over as
yep,
soon as we can.
Yeah,
So,
but
it
as
might
we-
take, I'm just saying it might take a little bit.
right, yeah. And Mike's aware of that.
Yep,
Yeah, so he's,
yeah, I visited with him as well.
yeah. So he said that, Chelsea can just send him a note tomorrow and,
Sure.
that we discussed it, and for clarification, the motion doesn't need to change, because the motion didn't have liability in it, it had insurance in it. It's just that in the communication
Right.
is where the gap was at.
Yep.
So anyway, so we got that clarified now. So
I'm sorry,
so he'll roll it all over tomorrow.
yeah. And then we have our park board meeting on Wednesday, and we'll explain that to all the board members, so we're all on the same page.
Right, yeah. And then, like I said, when we get that final, because we're just paying that for 1 year.
Right.
Right. That,
Yep.
and the next year it's your responsibility,
And
or
then
park board.
we'll cover it for this coming
Yep,
year,
yep.
so that extra, yep.
Yep.
Yep,
Exactly.
sounds good.
So whether you guys want to go ahead and pay it, and then we'll just reimburse you the amount. Mike said he would send the amount to Chelsea, the total amount,
Sounds great.
so. Okay. Thanks, sir. Thank
All right,
you.
thank you, guys, thank you, Mark. Okay, Renaissance Zone renewal. First thing, I think, it hasn't been used in years, and the actual reporting that you need to do to move forward, this is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, when this thing was formed 20 years ago, I drew the short straw and ended up with a 5-year term. And I can see, from what I can remember back then, that there would be a tremendous amount of research that would have to go back into this, because what we have here isn't accurate to what is now, in there, so it would almost be a rewrite.
Right.
And I know at that time, the complication of it, it was used very little. I believe there's better programs out there
Right.
than the work that you have to go through for this. So,
And-
it's just my opinion.
And we still have for new construction, we still have the 2-year, whatever it is.
Tax exempt status.
Yeah, I mean, we still have all that, which
Yeah.
has been used.
Yeah. Because it can become a real dogfight on, they have to be continuous blocks. So it can become a real dogfight, who block gets on there and who block doesn't get on there, and that was a lot of the sticklers that went on, earlier in that
Yep.
process at that
Yep.
time. So it's,
And it's not fair to everybody.
no, and that was one of the problems,
Yeah.
issues that were discussed at that time,
Yeah.
so.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is that residential or commercial, or is it both?
Both.
Both.
Okay, and Main Street's not all the way on, like the museum is not within that, right?
The museum.
Or is it?
Should be.
I don't know if it is or not.
It's like all of Main Street. 'Cause-
Is that-
so, excuse me, all of Main Street where all the businesses are.
Right. It starts on
Because I was trying to look to see how we help Sheila,
third
or
or,
Wanda, sorry, with, the museum. It really needs some improvement,
Yeah.
some community support. It has a lot of historical items in there that are really precious to this town.
So that is about, Renaissance Zone is about, is
Building?
it building new, or is it?
building new, remodel, I don't know whether it covers repair or not. I mean, like I said, it was 20 years ago when I was
Yeah.
on there, and it was a nightmare of stipulations to where people would get started in the process and just, it's too much, I'll pay for it myself, kind of thing. So
Can't you kind of make it so that it could be within the realm, but you could make it residential or commercial, or for like vacant homes to do
Mhm.
repairs, or, it's kind of, when I talk to the lady, what you put in is what you get out. But a lot of this, she said, gets lost in translation. If somebody new comes in, I had no idea what this was. So when we got the renewal that it was up, I had had callers from the state, and I was like, what exactly does this do? Because I had no idea, and hopefully you were on there. And that's what she told me, it's what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it, and you can kind of make it fit. And LinkedIn, she said LinkedIn has a really good development plan, and that's why I included that one in there, within stipulations of,
Right.
but kind of making it to fit what your town needs.
Yeah, and I'm speaking from 20 years ago, so who knows what's evolved from 20 years ago, you know, so.
I'm just speaking on digging. I was digging
Oh,
for
no.
her, and I came across that Renaissance, and we were like, I have this museum on it. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is my place to ask, but
Yeah, go ahead.
is it something, if we do this, do you guys wanna take it over as part of your guys'
Like the
development?
maintenance, or what are we talking about?
Well, this Renaissance program.
It may have,
No,
I don't know if they can.
the city's involved, the school's involved, the county's involved. I mean, all the, you know, county commission, school board, everything, the county commission's all involved. I mean, some would maybe run with some of it, but it's gonna come back and weigh us.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, just, I mean, someone gets a lot of work at it, but it's a
Right.
asset to the community, if somebody
Yep.
can take it over.
Yep, that's a good point. I mean, someone could take it over, I would assume, to maybe administrative, it would still fall back in the three entities within the town.
we'd have to look into if it was real support for, I just know
Right.
that the museum really needs.
Yeah, and that, yeah, it runs past the museum about 3 blocks. But see, this, I believe that there are more blocks that can be added now versus the original one. So there would be, you may not have to reinvent the wheel, but probably all, but a couple of spokes. You know, which, it may or may not work, you know, which certainly could be looked into.
Okay.
And ours runs out in March.
It expires March 1st.
March 1st, yeah. So, and like I said, I just got this, so I haven't had a chance to look, you know, through the whole thing. But I guess I'm just expressing my 20-year-ago experience is that it really was hardly used to my knowledge, so.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I know we had very few meetings of people that, because it would come before us as a Renaissance, and then we would, kind of like planning and zoning, we'd look through it to make sure it's all filled out right, and then it would be sent out to the entities that were gonna be involved. Because if there's tax incentives involved, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's gotta go like with the school, with the county, and with that type of thing too, so.
Is
So
this
it's-
something we pay into?
No.
I mean, but this is or how do we collect this money, or where's this money come from?
Well, you get, like, it's like tax incentives and stuff like that, right?
It
That,
is tax incentives, yeah.
you know, and
Yeah. So
I
I'm not,
think we could possibly request an extension too.
yeah, so I'm not trying to taboo it, but I'm just saying that it's,
Any feedback is great. you
right,
know,
yeah,
no,
so
I
like I say, I'm not
appreciate
trying to taboo it, but it just, we would really need to look at it and just see,
yeah.
and I'd have to refresh this whole brain, you know, on what it's about once again, so.
Well, maybe we put that on the agenda or meeting, because that was only specific for if you guys had other ideas of what we could do for the museum. I'm open, yeah, we have our meeting tomorrow, you know, welcome
And at
to,
that time, there was a 5-member board, I don't know if that was dictated by law, but we just happened to have a 5-member board. The reason I remember is because they wanted to have them come off in a rotating order, so I still remember they were drawing straws, and I drew the short straw, and I got the 5-year term, you know, so that's the only reason I remember there was that, so.
lucky you.
Lucky me, yep, so.
So is this something?
And really, it kind of just, it kind of just went by the wayside, didn't even make it the 5 years, and it just wasn't used, and it just,
Right.
yeah, it got buried or it just went dormant, sorry, Jamie, you know, so.
Is this something you guys are interested in putting
I'm interested in the museum.
in the portfolio
I'm interested
to?
in the museum's history, and it's lacking, and on Main Street, you know? And that could be a big attraction to Washburn, is that museum, and all the history, and it's amazing. I don't know if you guys have been there lately, but you can get lost in there for days, you know?
Okay.
Do you want to give them a copy of Langdon so they have?
I can forward it to you.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, my concern with this is it's not for everybody, and that's, you know, where I get my concern. You know, you're selecting certain areas that qualify and other areas don't. That's all my only concern.
Yeah, and that was an issue there too. It took, I
What?
think the thing
But
that
the
took,
community don't know anything about this, because we were talking Thursday, we're a Renaissance zone, and we didn't even know, or some of the members didn't even know if it still existed or not.
right,
Well, nobody's pursued it forever.
right. And I thought, because like I said, I drew the short straw at 5 years, and I know I didn't even serve the 5 years because it just disbanded because there was literally no interest in it. So when it came up with Chelsea here a couple of months ago, I think I said to her, that's still alive, because, like I said, it just disbanded because there was literally no interest because of the complication of it. So, and maybe that has changed, and maybe with different faces and people, it could be a viable thing, but,
Well, I
Yeah.
think we should put it on hold until
Yeah.
next month. We'll put it on our agenda for next month.
yeah. And maybe
And
Chelsea
then-
could check and see if there is an extension. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Chelsea could check and see if there is an extension available, if we would need more time to do the research on it. Because, I mean, if it can be helpful, fine, but the big drawback to it was, you know, is that this map meandering to hit this property and to hit this property, it's just, you know, it's just a hit and miss thing all over the
Yes.
place. And I can remember that was the biggest dogfight, who got to be on and who didn't, you know,
Yeah.
so,
And I don't wanna stop the movement, but I,
yeah.
you know.
No, and I agree,
Yeah.
so, yeah. Did I interrupt you? Did you have something you were gonna add?
No.
Okay, so, but yeah. So like I said, I'm not trying to taboo it, I'm just saying, it's not as black and white as it looks.
Yes, no,
Right.
Yeah, so,
get it.
yeah, it'll take some work, so, yeah. Did you want a motion to table that?
Well, I don't know if we need a motion.
Don't need to? Okay, we'll just bring it back
We'll
next.
just bring it up on the next meeting.
Yep.
Okay. Any other comments on that before we move on? Okay. Summer help? Yes, I think we need to advertise.
Yep.
What are we, a wage that you want in there to start,
We'll
You-
have to look at
yeah.
that, I guess.
You know what?
or just start getting it in the paper?
Yeah.
And do you want it everywhere? Later News, McLean County Independent, I can put it on,
Extra probably.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
extra.
definitely the extra.
Okay,
I would
I'll put it
think-
on Jobs ND.
Mhm.
We do that. Sure.
Yeah, Keith and I we meet with these guys once a month, we could talk about it in our HR as far as.
Yes.
I mean, we're gonna have to have a wage that will attract someone, you know, even if it's just a summer help thing too.
I move
so.
that we allow our HR people to talk with our staff and then come up with the wage that they think would be fair.
Okay.
That's a motion.
No.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay.
Okay, further discussion. Jim?
Yes.
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 Yes. Cool. Good.
Okay with you, Keith?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you also decide how long you want to put it in the paper for and all that
Yep.
other stuff, so I'm assuming it's gonna be in there quite a while.
Yeah, and we'll either get together, or probably get together at the end of this week, so,
Yeah.
okay.
So A2S update, we have none unless Eric got a hold of you.
I did not receive anything.
Okay, so actually, when I talked to him on Friday, I think it was, he, you know, they're still working on the 90% plans, and then hopefully they'll have that within the next week or two, and then we'll probably set up just a little conference to go over that. That's about all I have from him, so that's why we didn't ask him to come up, so there's really no point. Portfolios, Mr. Doctor.
Yeah, the only thing I have is, I'm not gonna attend, but we're on the agenda at the park board with the same, proposal that we had 2 months ago for trading of lots between the city, and the city would incur the cost, and I've put together a new, it's not a new proposal, it's just that it takes my name out of it, so I'll get that to the park board by, tomorrow for their meeting. I have a conflict, so I won't be there.
Okay.
And then, also the, I may or may not have run into what I would call a logistics issue with the type of meeting, being, open meeting with the park board. In visiting with Stephanie today, you know, I'm gonna have to get together with the park board to work that out so that we can keep it legal and proper. And she was at the legislature today, and I couldn't get enough information from her to, you know, for the glitch that she had found in there, so.
Okay.
But I mean, we can still have communication, but I don't know whether it's gonna work in the form of which we had planned. It's kind of a, I don't wanna say off the wall, but it didn't quite fit.
We want to make sure that we're doing everything.
Everything legal and right,
It's
yeah,
supposed to be done,
so
yeah.
not that it's canceled or
As
postponed.
far as
but-
open meetings and all that stuff. so,
Right,
yeah.
yeah, there's something that came up there that we visited about, so.
Yeah,
And then I think Jamie's gonna cover the building and ground stuff here, so,
okay.
yeah.
that it, Tim? Any questions for Tim?
Yep. That's all I got.
Jamie?
Yeah, I guess what the only thing
The
I got is the
library.
library
Yeah.
mold issue. And what it sounds like, you had a person come up and look at it, or test it, and now we're waiting for somebody to come and, basically give a proposal on, try to remediate the mold.
Correct, yes.
And then, what I think in the meantime, we were gonna try to go down there and look and see if we could, if it's coming from the roof, to see
Yep.
if it need to be sealed up, or if the gutter systems need to be addressed, so.
Yeah, we visited with Adam before the meeting on what he's seen down there, so he's just gonna kind of take Jamie and I down there so we can get a visual of what's going on. And then in visiting with Keith and the library board, if you wanna explain the liability part of it there.
Well, I'll try to see if I can do that, but yeah, I guess
Okay.
as far as the, what the city's gonna handle the structural part and remediate the mold, but then as far as what the liability, or whether you guys want to see if you wanna stay open, if that stuff comes active, whether or not, am I saying that right?
Yep. Yeah.
Whether or not,
The spores are closed and inactive at this time.
it
so
sounds
they-
like they're closed now, but when it warms up, they're gonna basically cause an issue, so whether you guys want to.
By you guys, you're talking about the library board.
Library board,
Library,
yeah.
sorry, library board
Yeah.
wants to, shut down if it's an issue.
Right. And just so everyone knows, it's, the professional came in, he looked at it, there is no, current health threats, everything is dormant, so just so Facebook and everyone else knows that sort of thing. So we've talked, or we haven't talked about it as a board, but everyone has been informed of that, and if there's necessary for a special meeting and we feel to move that way, we will, but as of this time, there is, according to the expert, safety and that sort of stuff for staff, patrons, everyone, so that's clear, but,
Yeah, and there may be, when the process actually takes place, you'd be notified and would have to get notification out that the library would be closed for whatever period of time to do the process. Yeah, so, but it's a city building, so it's the, we'll pay the bill on that.
To pay the bill, right?
Yeah.
My only concern is, if some people are scared of mold, maybe a sign on the door saying,
Or someone has respiratory.
right, it's respiratory. So at least they know when they come in the door that we, as far as the experts say, it's fine, but
Yeah.
up to them,
Yeah.
So
And the,
that'd be my suggestion
Yeah.
anyway.
and actual analysis is probably knowledge they would want to actually see it themselves, several pages long, kind of boring, but it's there, so.
Yeah.
It's very well documented.
Very well documented.
Okay, so anything else on that library? Sorry to interrupt, you're still on, so.
Oh, sorry, yeah,
Or is
no, Simon, I apologize, I didn't call up there yet, because after the meeting, we kind of had weather, so I didn't figure I'd call up and tell them to, put, basically, patrol up along the highway. So
Okay,
I guess if you want me
that's
to, I'll call up there.
Actually, before I got home, I thought I was text you too. I know Keith I did. Before I got home, I had a text from a deputy that said, "Don't worry, we'll get on it."
Oh,
So,
gotcha.
because they must watch us.
Okay, well, good,
So,
so,
yeah.
I just thought I had to admit to that, or if that's something.
Right,
else.
but anyway, so, and like I said, I saw Keith, maybe you had left already, because it came across my phone right away, so sorry about that, Jamie. Yeah.
You done? That's your,
That's what I got.
okay, Keith.
so, board member for the library, the mold stuff, and beyond that, I guess, nothing really too new with history, till the new presentation with that. Soon, and then youth handling police stuff, so I have nothing.
Okay. Done?
Yeah, we haven't had any meetings with the county lately. They kind of tabled those wind tower things after our last meeting here that we had, so they'll probably have it sometime this spring.
Aren't the wind tower people coming to your meeting tomorrow?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I got a notice on that from Rachel today, I think it was today. And, so yeah, anybody that wants to hear on that can, your meeting's at noon tomorrow, and that's
Yes.
here, right?
Yes,
Okay.
we'll be here, second Tuesday of every month, at noon here.
Yeah, but for the wind towers, that's what I love it, so.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else, Don? The only thing I have is, we have a certain individual in town who just keeps violating our parking ordinance. And I don't know what we're gonna do about that. Did you sent out the parking ordinance to him, or the, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so, I don't know, you know, and then when he does move it off there, he blocks the sidewalk. So I don't know what we're gonna do.
Right.
So,
And the police have been notified on it, you know, we've talked to them, so.
so maybe we can
Yeah.
reiterate to them that
Okay.
it's just unacceptable, so. Okay, that's all I have. Chelsea, I know you can't talk, but speak loud.
The city hall is closed next Monday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So just as a typical reminder, if the city hall is closed, the memorial building is usually closed as well for open walk. Just as a reminder for people, they've been asking about that.
Okay.
The memorial building elevator, I know has been an issue. You were informed about that. I was just reminded about it again.
Yeah.
We tried to see if it was a key thing, so I don't know, maybe if we want to go take a look at it. Do you know what the issue is? Because I didn't know anything about it until you mentioned it.
Yep, it'll go up, but it won't go down, so a guy still has to look at it and see if it's in the switch, because we were gonna see if it was under warranty, but it seems like, talking to the guys from the Legion, it seems like probably better just to go in and try to see if we can fix it.
Okay.
So that's kinda where it got left, just
Okay.
haven't made it over there.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that
So,
if there was more of it, that we were on the same page.
Can we put new switches in there, because that seems to be a steady issue? Every time I try to use it, it doesn't work.
yeah,
I mean a different style switch, is that what you're saying?
We need something different rather than those bars going up or latching or whatever, because, every time I've tried to use it, to go down to a Legion meeting or whatever, that elevator, if it's up there, you can't even open the door up there. Even if it's up on that level, the door will not open. No matter what you do there, you can run the elevator down, bring it back up, and you think it would unlatch, but it doesn't. And if the elevator's down, it won't come up no matter what you do up there.
so you're saying the door magnet itself too is,
There's something wrong with the latching mechanism, because when Mike was on, he used to go down there all the time after I complained about it, and he'd do something to it, but then maybe a month or so later, it wouldn't be working again.
Okay.
yeah, I'll have to look at
And
it.
you were gonna check, they were gonna check on the warranty, right?
I don't think it's,
Probably not on warranty.
I would say it's been there long enough where it's probably
Okay.
not.
Yeah,
from what I could find,
It's been there for a few years, so,
yeah.
at least 3.
yeah.
And the city is also looking for, a part-time janitor, cleaning. It would be the city hall, the memorial building, the water treatment plant, and the library. So if anybody's interested in that,
We still have an ad in the paper for
I
that?
don't know. I have to have them renew it, yeah.
Okay.
Just because I was gauging interest and we haven't received anything, so
How many hours a week were you looking at that janitor to be working?
roughly 20, especially in the winter time. The summertime, maybe not as much. There's a lot going on in the winter at the memorial building with the school in there for practices, it being rented for other committees that have it. There's like travel basketball, archery, and there's a lot of weekend events coming up, so it's a big one.
Have
for
we,
that.
thought about maybe jacking up the wages on it or something?
It's been discussed. I don't think a set wage was ever decided. We were kind of waiting to see what we could get for interest. So,
Have you had any interest yet?
No.
I have not received anything, no. Just so people are aware that it's out there. And just as a friendly reminder, I guess, our meetings are always the second Monday of every month. Agenda items are due Friday by noon. Some people still, they're not aware of that, so just keep that in mind.
Do you have that on our website saying,
I actually don't think I do.
might be something put on?
I'll put it on there.
Okay,
That's all I have.
okay.
Nothing, Adam?
No.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything? Yes, Rhonda?
Yes, I would like to know who is responsible for the Veterans Memorial area, because the lights are not shutting off when they're supposed to. So there used to be solar power. So now they're on continuously, and with the amount of snow and the electricity and the tree lights being under the snow, I shut the power off from inside the museum. Because they're going all the time, and the snow's up, so.
So
I
the
believe-
flag there is not being lit?
No.
Why wouldn't it be lit? Because she killed the power.
Because the power where it's hooked up is on the opposite side of the museum, and with
So
the
that's on
roof
the
leaking
photocell and it's covered
and
with
going down
snow.
in the wall, doesn't, no.
So
It's
if
a
that's on
hazard.
a photocell and it's covered with snow, would that cause it
Because-
to stay on all the time?
That's on a timer,
It's
isn't
on
it?
a timer, but that's not working. All
Oh,
it needs is that little switch up in there to be replaced.
Oh, you could replace that.
Yeah.
Yeah. we
Cause
can
it's
replace
city property, right? Is that city property that's?
it. That part is.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah,
Yeah, that
that's what I'm
part is,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah, we can just have it repaired.
Yeah, okay.
Good, thanks, Rhonda.
Yeah, the lights go on continuously 24 hours, and it adds on to the museum's electric bill, because the power comes off the museum.
Thank you.
Thank you for donating.
Yeah, right.
Okay, we'll have it checked out.
I did have one more thing, I'm sorry. I do want to make sure that you guys do review what our past members have been a part of, because we will be expanding on that. I think that the only thing at the moment that may have to do with you is the dog park, because tomorrow I have a meeting with the park board to see how we can get it cleaned up and moved and start to maybe expand into something that the people can actually use. I know myself, I have big dogs, so we actually need a big dog cage and a little dog cage, and we need something where our dogs can come in, you know, in a place where they're all calm and they understand the situation, and then they enter. The way it is right now is fabulous. It's nice, we have something, but since something that the group has started, we are looking to expand it.
You said moved to,
No, I'm going to the park board tomorrow to talk about moving like snow, cleanup.
oh, I see.
you
Well,
know,
I
yeah,
said you wanted to
stuff
move it.
like that. Yeah, and I'll be sending you guys all malware so you know what's
Okay.
coming in the future. So if it conflicts with anything you guys
Sure.
have going on, so we can,
Sure.
please let me know. Or how to address it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. Bills, everybody have a chance to review the bills?
So move.
Second?
Discussion on the bills? Tim?
Yes.
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 Yes. Next meeting, February 13th. Thank you everyone for coming.